pro-Palestinian encampments are spreading across university campuses in Canada. Encampments at the University of Toronto, University of Ottawa, and University of British Columbia are established and in full force, while police were called in to dismantle encampments in Alberta. These encampments have raised questions about the extent to which free expression can be permitted and where to draw the line between free speech and public safety. Joining us now to discuss the protest at UBC is UBC student Chaim Yoel Benadama. Chaim, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Theresa. It's a pleasure to be here.
What exactly are the protests demanding from UBC in regards to Israel's war against Hamas?
So the protesters at the encampment are demanding total divestment of the university from anything having to do with Israel, even remotely, whether it be financial investments, which from what I understand are a very, very negligible part of the UBC's endowment, but they also want further to cancel any kind of exchange between Israeli universities and Canadian universities, which would directly penalize me as an anthropology student who wants to specialize in archaeology. The Middle East, especially Israel, having a rich history, lots of archaeology to discover, that they want to shut down. And some of the more extreme demands include ceasing Hillel's lease, not only at UBC, but in all university campuses. So no more safe space for Jewish students.
And as a student at UBC, what are you seeing at the pro-Palestinian encampments on campus? And is the encampment disrupting the rest of the student population?
So to be fair, the encampment began after the end of classes and finals, so they haven't been disrupting too much. But it's still there, although today is the first day of summer classes. It is definitely a scary sight, intimidating sight for a lot of Jewish students who happen to live on campus. When you walk by, you're greeted, just to give you an idea, Theresa, a huge banner with hammer and sickle saying Intifada until victory, which, despite what we're being told, Intifada is not a peaceful uprising. It's a murder spree that went on in Israel, the first and second Intifada. Thousands of people died. Terrorists going, shooting up restaurants, blowing up buses. And this is what they're calling for when they're saying globalize the Intifada. You know, they're calling for violence, not only against Jews, but against the Western systems and institutions as a whole, basically.
At numerous other protests, we've seen protesters go beyond calling for a ceasefire to what many would call open support for Hamas. Are you seeing that at the UBC protest?
Yes, it is important to mention that the organizers of this protest to begin with are affiliated with the PFLP, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, which is a designated terrorist organization in Canada and the United States. But they have a front, which is a so-called charity called Samidun, led by Khalid Barakat and his wife Charlotte Cates, who are based here in Vancouver. And Ms. Cates was arrested last week on Monday for hate speech, for a speech that she delivered in front of the Vancouver Art Gallery, saying "Long live October 7th" and glorifying by name Hamas, Hezbollah, the PFLP, and the PLO.
And what has the university's... Sorry, carry on.
Oh, I just wanted to finish saying that, and this person, after her arrest, was spotted at the encampment at UBC, kind of coaching the organizers of the encampment. Not sure what she was doing there, but clearly, if people are ready to stand alongside this, that to me is an endorsement of these actions, of course.
And what has the university's response been to your concerns and the concerns of Jewish students?
Well, the president of the university did issue a statement calling for everyone to remain peaceful and basically condemning any acts of violence or vandalism or intimidation. But other than words, the university hasn't yet taken any action. UBC is under the RCMP's jurisdiction. It's not under the Vancouver Police Department's jurisdiction. And it's the university's call whether they want the encampment cleared or not.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.